Greetings, the silent open.
Yeah, we were trying something new.
Welcome. It's been a while. We don't know how to operate any of this garbage now because we've been off. Well, we haven't been off. We just haven't been podcasting. Welcome to After Hours. We're back. We're live. I was so excited to be back with our community cast, our group of folks that have supported us so diligently over the past several months.
Except for the last week.
Except for last week, we were off.
We are back, and we have no plans for a hiatus anytime soon.
No, we're full blown going forward, and hopefully with audio next time.
Yes.
No, we'll see.
Our audio is working right now, so we are in good shape, but it has been a while.
It has, and I apologize right off the bat. I apologize to you. I just literally sat down 3 minutes ago. We had duties in the newsroom,
yes.
And that didn't sound...
We were doing stuff in the newsroom.
Nobody's dutying in the newsroom.
They're going to say, wow, they're mature.
Oh, wow, that's disgusting. We had stuff to do. I had stuff. Yeah. Anyway, no one cares. We're here now.
Starting off strong.
We should take another hiatus.
That's how you know it's going to be a good one, when we start off this derailed.
We started, you said you were a little tired, and I said, I've got a lot of energy. And then it was like, we're on, and here we are. You can find us on the KSN Plus app, which you're going to hear much more about the KSN Plus app next month on your television, because we're going to start really leaning into it. Mm-hmm. You can download it on the Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV app, so you can see us. There's a lot of great content on there, unique content. This podcast is on there. Lisa's got a podcast on there. Our sports team has a podcast on there. And we've got some basketball preview shows for college basketball. Anyway, check it out. KSN Plus. It's the app.
All right.
Okay, let's get going.
What have you been up to?
Well, I've been working.
Yeah. You did a really cool event. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, we start with that. Yeah,
I want to start with that.
Yes, I did. Last week, I did. I was fortunate enough to be invited back to be part of an event at Mark Art's Family Promise. I urge all of you to check it out. It's a very unique approach to addressing the homelessness issue in Wichita and Sedgwick County, and it's not necessarily a homeless shelter. It's not a homeless shelter. It's a place where families can come that don't have a home, and they can learn some skills and get back on their feet. Mm-hmm. So it's really a unique way to help families. And
you've worked with this nonprofit for years.
Well, I don't want to say I worked with it. 5 years.
You've helped with their event.
Yes, but I'm not really doing the work. There's a lot of volunteers and people that do. I
mean, that in a very loose way.
I'm not. I can try to sell it that way.
Show up.
Family Promise, they're fantastic. That's what I did on Thursday evening. I did do a couple of shows, but then I had to bust out of here and do the event, and then I didn't have time to get back for the 10. Mm-hmm. So this is nothing compared to what you did. I don't know why we're even starting with this. It is something. I don't mean to belittle it. It was a fantastic event, and I love those folks. I love that organization, but man, you were in the ocean.
I did get to go to the ocean.
You went to the ocean.
That's so broad.
So great. Moving on.
Yeah, that's it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good for you.
I got to go on vacation.
Yes.
And so my family is going to Thailand next week. And
you guys are world travelers.
Well, I'm
man.
not.
You're so good.
So here's the thing. Their trip, my sister kind of coordinated it with this lantern festival.
Okay.
And I can't go to Thailand because we have election night.
So, okay, so that's why you had to flop it to...
That's why I did.
I got you.
So because I couldn't go, I had this vacation time. I was trying to figure out what to do. Me and my boyfriend were, and so we said, let's go on a cruise. Because my parents had booked like this really last minute cruise for really cheap, and we said, we want to do that. Oh. So we found something, and it was out of Florida. It was to Key West, and it was to 2 different spots in the Bahamas. And so it was absolutely incredible. My expectations were so low. I don't know why, but I thought it's going to be cold. Then I just thought it'll be fine. Like how blessed to take a trip, but I didn't have any expectations. And you go to Naples all the time.
I used to, yeah.
Yeah, you had family.
I did. They moved, but yeah.
Oh, and I gave
Love
you
Naples.
such a hard time.
Had you never been to Naples?
No.
Oh, well, you missed it out.
And I went to Florida as a child, but it's different.
You have not been
back.
So you didn't tell me. First of all, we didn't discuss. We like to not discuss some of this stuff.
Yes.
Because it's more organic.
When you-
when you just like, and I my reactions are just as genuine as yours because I don't know, but I was unaware that you had not been to Florida since you were a child.
No.
Oh.
So it was incredible.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Key West, Florida was probably the highlight
Okay.
of the whole trip for me. And for my boyfriend, it was the buffet.
Cool.
That man eats so much. So I felt like that we were going to save money on
Gotta
that.
love a man who eats.
Oh, it's wild.
Yeah.
And so we did Key West, but the highlight for me at Key West, beyond the weather, which was stunning, was Ernest Hemingway's home. Was there. Have you been?
Yes.
Oh,
I told you. I did tell you that I've been to.
No, I didn't know that.
I've been to Hemingway's home. Did you?
Even when
Yeah,
we do talk about it, it's still
like
a
I didn't-
surprise.
Okay. They got a museum down there that's really cool with the Hemingway, and then you
Yeah.
have the. Did you go to that little point, the farthest southern point in the?
We tried.
You
We
couldn't get there.
No, we tried to walk to the beach. We had to pick between like that far point and the beach.
Oh, go to the beach.
So we went to the beach, but
Go
then
to
we
the
ended up
beach.
getting lost and we couldn't find it. Was a whole ordeal. So we ended up having to walk a mile back to the ship and
Did you go to Margaritaville down there in the Key West.
no, but we ate somewhere.
Okay, good that you're glad you ate somewhere.
They had the pickles
Oh, yeah.
and they had
Okay.
the coaster said like
you're being so vague. I can't.
that's because I have no idea. You know how like sometimes people travel and like everywhere,
Yes.
exactly what time the flight leaves, where you're going, what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you have the other person who travels and they know nothing.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
You were the nothing. You ate in Key West. So okay. Let me back up. Your ship. Did you debark? Is that what it's called? Debark.
Port.
Deport.
Just port.
That's what the dog does. Debarks.
Debark.
That's
what the
that's what
vet
a
does to
dog
the
from
bark.
Chicago. Debark.
Debark.
So okay, I'm so excited to hear about this, and I feel like I'm taking everybody that's watching at light speed. But so where did you get on the ship?
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, and then the ship stopped at Key West, and then you
Yes.
got off.
We got
and you
off.
had some time to meander around.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
I will say that first night, so we left Fort Lauderdale.
Okay,
And the reason I bring this up is because we had talked about that when you travel, you are also a bad sleeper. You
I
need-
get no rest on vacation.
So and I'm the opposite, where I am notorious for falling asleep anywhere, anytime, super fast.
Okay,
So I never wake up in the middle of the night. And I woke up in the middle of the night on the first night. And I'm kind of, moving around. And my boyfriend whispers and he goes, "Are you awake?" And I said, "Yeah."
okay.
And he said, "Is it hot in here to you?" And I kind of sit there for a second. And I go, "Yeah, it is hot in here.
Like this is on the boat.
This is on the boat."
Gotcha.
And it's 2 a.m. And so we realized the AC is not working. He said,
Ooh.
"I've been awake for hours and I've already taken 25 milligrams of melatonin."
Oh,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
that doesn't work.
don't do that. So we call the guy from downstairs. He comes up. Then he has to bring in the engineer. He comes in, and we had not shut the door. You have to shut it and lock it. So it was 82 degrees in our cabin.
So you have that's
That's
so
hot.
that way they don't have the ACs running all the time in the
Yeah.
room. You have to actually be in there, lock the door, and then the AC can run.
Yeah. So then the next day,
80 what?
it was
82?
82, and he had cranked it down to 60, like 3.
It's like our newsroom,
It's-
82.
No,
How about
it's
that?
not like
Yeah.
our
How
newsroom.
about that? How about that?
Well, the next day I woke up and I am like bright and bushy-tailed, and he looks like death and is like, I couldn't sleep. I took I took up to 35 grams of melatonin. I couldn't sleep. I woke up. I didn't go to bed till 5. So we walked around the island, and I was having the time of my life.
he's dragging.
He was struggling so hard.
And that poor guy.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you've had basically every cruise that everybody's taken. Because if you ask anybody about
Yeah.
going on a cruise, there's always something, okay? Like
Oh,
there's always
really?
something. Yeah, whether it's somebody got sick because of the buffet, like there's always the big dinner most of
Yeah.
the time. Or like I went on a cruise once years ago and I left my wallet
Oh,
in the casino.
yeah.
And then it was gone.
Oh,
So that was a
nobody
hard
turned
one.
it in.
No. that
Where?
was rough.
Okay. Do you like cruises? I
I've
feel
only
like people are-
I've only been on one,
And if you
and
lost your wallet, that's bad.
well, yeah, I want to go. I'd love to go again. I
Yeah.
think that there is. In fact, it's funny you brought that up because as you were gone, I think it was the week you were gone, we did a story that the cruise industry is having a record year this year.
Oh, yeah.
Of all time, and they expect even that record to be broken next year.
Yes.
Some 20 some odd million Americans taking cruises this year, up to like 26 million next year.
I believe it because it is so affordable.
Right.
All the food's included.
Yeah, it's neat.
It's an affordable way to do vacations. It's not necessarily, I feel like you either love cruises or you hate cruises.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more difficult to explore if you want to, like we got off on Key West and you only get a couple hours.
Right.
Yeah.
And some people don't like just being confined, even though it's not confining on those giant ships, but still just the thought of I'm on the ship in the ocean and there's no way. Like,
I
this is
love
where I'm
that.
at. But some people don't.
And I love there's no Wi-Fi, especially for us. It forces us to be away from our phone, to be disconnected.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we've upgraded after hours.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do this right now. Can we do this now? Should we wait?
I have to be the one to do it, so we'll see if we can do it.
Hold on, because I haven't learned how to do this yet because I was in the newsroom working.
Yes.
Or is is anybody watching?
Yes. We have friends watching Community Cast.
Yes.
Dina said awareness is something, and that was earlier.
Okay.
So Christine, hello, Jeff and Julia. Christine said, Julia, I will be going to your home state in December.
Oh, it's a perfect time to go.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Phoenix in December is perfect. What are you doing there? Is it for vacation or maybe work, something like that?
Okay.
And then Doug said 35 milligrams. He took a horse drink.
He did.
Wild.
I was going to mention that, Doug, because that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of tonin. And I've learned with my experimentations with the tonins over the years that
you take a lot of tonin?
I did. I don't anymore. But if you do take too much, it is counterproductive. It actually works against you. So I think your boyfriend
learned that.
I've learned that when you hit, like you really don't need that much, 5 to 10 milligrams, maybe 20, like maybe if you pump it up. But once you start talking the horse drink, it's counterproductive. It doesn't put you to sleep.
He had ordered a small portable sound machine.
Okay.
Didn't come in time.
Cool.
And then we
this poor guy. God.
And then we stopped in Key West and we got him an eye mask and we got him little earbuds. Oh. So he's struggling. And meanwhile, I'm out in like 5 minutes. And at one point he was like, will you scratch my back while I fall asleep? And I said, no, because I'm going to go to bed.
And he's just sitting there.
And he said, but you're going to go to bed in 2 minutes.
He's having hallucinations on the tonin. He's sweating. He's got a eye mask on.
I was blissful.
You're just like,
sleeping.
Best cruise I've ever had.
Yeah, it was.
Like I was said, we've upgraded after hours. And we've added an element that I haven't learned yet how to do, which is, I don't think it's that difficult, but maybe it is, but I didn't learn it.
It's so difficult. So that's why
So we're going to, you know what would be great, Julia?
What?
Let's make this look like we didn't have it planned. Gosh, if I could see some photos from your beautiful vacation that would be really cool. I think our viewers would love to, our community of our little close-knit group here would love to see some pictures. Do you happen to have, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, I've got some.
Do you really have, oh, looky there.
Oh my gosh. So this was in our first stop in the Bahamas.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I did pick this picture just because the water was so gorgeous.
Is this Nassau?
This is Bimini.
Bimini, like the top.
I think.
Okay.
The water was stunning, and we're in the water, and people start yelling, which, like when you're in the ocean and you hear somebody yell, so it's a massive stingray, and I can't see it, but somebody points to it, and you can like see the shadow, kind of swimming along. So we kind of get out of the water, and my boyfriend's like, he's not worried about it. He just is done swimming. So I get back in the water, and then all of a sudden the jellies come, and I go sprinting out, and not graceful, and
because they sting you.
Oh yeah, and I'm not messing around with that.
Gotcha.
So that was then, but I got to enjoy it. That was the extent I needed. I got what I wanted.
Okay, that's a really good shot. I have not, by the way, for old this guy, I've not seen these photographs.
No.
So
this is the first time.
First timers.
Let's see.
What else we got?
I did not.
I like how you protect him. And after Actually, I do believe after this podcast, he will need protection like that
Just
moving
like this.
forward as because yeah, good.
I
Good
didn't
for him.
ask if I could blast his face all over the internet on this podcast with all of our community.
I like his shirt. He's looking good.
He was so fancy.
You got to polo up when
he-
you're on the beach.
Especially on the beach. But it was so fun to just like walk around in our swimsuits, and it's October, and to be able to do that in October was so just wonderful.
Yeah, but you're from Phoenix.
That's why I
You
loved
would walk
it.
around in a swimsuit all year if you wanted to.
But not in Kansas, and that was what I didn't realize the weather would be
So nice. It's awesome.
And I think the humidity adds to it.
Yeah, you would love Florida.
Yeah,
I mean, you did love Florida, but I'm saying like you would really, yeah.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
It's a good shot.
But that was us. We did have a balcony. We went really cheap on the cruise, but I told him, I said, I got to have a balcony.
So that's on the boat.
That's on the boat. I
Gotcha.
don't know. That's somewhere in the ocean. You said I went to the ocean.
It's somewhere in the ocean. I like how you're very detailed.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that. Somewhere in the ocean.
you gotta be
That's somewhere in the
detailed.
ocean.
There we go. And then there was a cute little, like a fun little, like tourist chair that was also in Bimini.
Gosh, you guys are you wearing a polo
I'm
too?
also wearing a polo.
That's so sweet.
And I said this to my family before, and I said, "Is this all right?" And my mom said, "Yeah, I like the edits."
That's so nice. That's really cool. You had a great time and you came back. I was off Sunday, but I saw you yesterday and you seem refreshed. And the only thing that it was a very short trip. I was
Yeah.
surprised that you were not there very long.
No.
Right?
It was only 5 days. His grandmother turned 99. So we had to get back for the 99th birthday.
Okay.
I said, well, we could hit the next one. I didn't say that. I thought that. But I would never. That was a joke.
We are going to make the next one. You are?
Yeah, I will definitely make the next
The
one.
one hundo.
Steve said, now that's a face that took too much melatonin.
Dude, that's exactly what happens when you horse trank melatonin.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens. That's pretty neat.
Doug said the emoji skills are top shelf. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a real photo, not Photoshop.
She happens just to be attracted to guys that look like emojis.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty neat.
Dina said witness protection. Karina said you look so cute. And Dina said fancy. And then we've got some updates too. Jennifer said Ryan, her son, did a trunk or treating at his school. Now he and I are watching. He loves you guys.
Oh,
We love Ryan
I
too.
hope he did a trunk or treat tonight. I hope he made got lots of candy.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what did Ryan go as? That's my question.
Yeah. What was he dressed up as?
Yeah.
I like to hear about costumes. I think I love a creative costume. Or any costume, really.
Yeah, or even a bad one.
People get so creative.
They
it's
do.
Amazing.
Oh, especially kids.
Yeah.
We have another photo, but
Well,
you
you
had
could come back to the main
to the
if you
two.
want to come back to the big shot.
There we
Oh,
go.
see, all right, cool.
Here we go.
Yes, we talk about me now?
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, so I did that event, a Family Promise, on Thursday night, and we say a lot of stuff on the air. Like we when we're on the air, especially during our 4:00 newscast, we chat, and it goes out over the airwaves, and
Our friends.
Yeah. And so one day, a couple of weeks ago, I had mentioned that I like Bob Ross, the painter. I've talked about Bob Ross on the. Your boyfriend would have slept perfectly if he just had a little Bob Ross he could have watched. That would have put him right to sleep. I'm telling you.
I'll throw that out to him
Bob
as a
Ross,
suggestion.
if he had Bob Ross on that cruise, he wouldn't have needed the horse tranquilizer. He could have just fallen asleep. Anyway, I like Bob Ross, and I mentioned on this podcast a couple of weeks ago that when I was a kid, my mother was an artist, and she would put on, we didn't have cable, obviously, and I would watch Bob Ross, The Joy of Painting on PBS. I mean, it's not. A lot of people like Bob Ross. I had mentioned that at 4:00 one day. Random passing.
I didn't even remember the day that you had.
I don't either.
Mentioned
It was
it.
something. Well, one of our wonderful viewers was paying attention and found out that I was going to be at this event and host this event. And she did something. I got to tell you, I don't get choked up. Well, I do get choked up sometimes, but this I almost was in tears, to be honest, because it was such a nice gesture. We've had a lot of those lately, by the way, so thank all of you, because we've had people, you don't need to send us stuff, but the thoughtfulness that goes into that is just, it's very humbling, and it takes you to a place where you're just, I don't know, it's hard to explain. But she came up. Her name was Sue Ann Beck, and I'd never met her. And I'm getting ready to go up on stage, and she just kind of pulls me aside. She goes, "Hey, I want to give you something. I watch you, and you mentioned Bob Ross, and she presented me with a gift. You can show it, yeah. So I had her we took a picture, a Bob Ross calendar, 2026 calendar, and that's Sue Ann right there. And I know she's a NFL fan. I'm not quite sure which team.
You're not sure.
She likes to cheer for. She is a volunteer for Family Promise. I found out later that she volunteers for that organization, and she helps them with all of their stuff. And I was just, I mean, I was having a bad day, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
And that just was, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I couldn't thank her enough. And it's not even about the thing. It's not even about the calendar.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's about a human being that was just like, hey, I'm just going to do something nice. And she did.
It's also something when it catches you on a day that you're already having a little bit of a rough day, and it's this moment. I feel like everybody has experienced that, and for someone to come and have like this thought and this intention, it just is. You had described it as humbling, and it is. And the look on your face in that photo is so genuinely happy.
She posted a couple of photos of it on her Facebook page. And it's like an action shot where I'm like, oh. And
I want to see that one.
It's not the most flattering pic. I'll show it to you later. But it's really, so Sue Ann, thank you. And, it was awesome. And I just was like, I was like, man, I gotta tell somebody about this. Like, we gotta like share it. And, so yeah, that's me and the Bob. In fact, if you go back to the full screen there, we got a little special. You got it. I got it in the studio here. I thought it would be I took it home, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
This needs to be at the station,
And here's what I will say, Suzanne, right? Suzanne is who gave
Sue
it to
Ann.
you.
Sue Ann Beck. Yeah.
So Sue Ann, so that she knows if she watches After Hours, you don't have anything at your desk. So
Nope.
for you to bring that in, keep it at your desk.
Yeah.
I feel like it still doesn't show what that means, but like I hope that puts it into perspective. What that meant to you.
It is symbolic, I think, of just the kindness that all of you out there have.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get choked up, but the people in this community are so kind. And I mentioned I liked Bob Ross, and I should have mentioned I liked bags of cash. And or Ferraris.
And I'm size anything in diamonds.
Yeah. But it's not about it's not even that. It's just this, it's just, y'all are just so, just so kind. And, I get an email or two that's, but that is what it is. It's not a big deal. The people in this community are so kind and generous, and we raised, the organization worked their butts off to raise about $170,000 that night. To go along with their big capital campaign, which is over $8 million to expand what they call the Day House. And if you are just looking for an organization that's unique and growing and something different, and you want to volunteer, I would check out Family Promise. I would put Family Promise up near the top of the list of all the great things. So. Well,
I think that's so cool of Sue Ann.
Love that. It was awesome.
Love the calendar as well.
So that's what I did, and then. What else were we were supposed to talk about this weekend? Because I didn't do anything.
Oh, we can talk about it.
I got sick.
Olivia said, I love the gift. I immediately jumped up and down. Thank you, Jeff and Julia, so much. I'll treasure it forever. That's also Dina, who's also on. She gets a big shout out for that. And she said she's going to rewatch the live, but she wanted to jump on and say hi. This is also from 26-year-old Olivia. And thank you again. I'm showing it off to my family members.
Okay. And we did, and I'm... You're talking about the thing that we sent.
Yes.
And that's another viewer who watches we were trying to not, I think at first we weren't going to we mentioned it, but.
Yeah, we mentioned it, and I think we showed.
Yeah. But that was just another gesture that was just like, oh my goodness, humans are great.
Doug said, Dina said, that's very cool. Doug said, good people are the best people. Well done, Sue Ann. And then my dad said, you two love people, and people love you.
Oh. Well,
So,
some might debate that.
yeah, somebody.
I could find.
I'll send you some emails, Dad.
Yeah, I'll forward you some of the emails I get, which I haven't received any lately. Don't any of y'all get any ideas
I
out
no
there?
ideas. We don't need them.
I'm gonna fire off one. I told myself years ago. Well, it's too late because years ago, a lot of people watched local news, and before all of these other platforms came out, and still a lot of people still watch local news. You'd be surprised, but it's certainly not what it used to be. And there's a lot of different platforms that people can get their news. And so years ago, we get a lot more emails. Like
Oh yeah.
you got emails, and I'm kicking myself. I thought it would be what a fantastic idea it would be to save every correspondence I got, email, nasty email, and put it in a book.
Oh yeah.
And just call the book like
Letters to Jeff.
It could be something. It could be you could really have some fun with the name. And all it would be is just these page after page of you should be fired, you're terrible, all these other things that they say.
Well, we're not talking about those emails. We're talking about Sue-Ann.
but I thought it would be kind of cool. But then I just delete that stuff now.
Oh, now, yeah.
And we don't get much of it.
No,
I
we're
don't.
so blessed.
Yeah.
We're so blessed. And we have a saying, I guess, don't read the comments.
Yes.
Don't read the comments, and don't bring up the comments to your coworkers. We all saw the email. Don't bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah, the comments section. Stay away from the comments section on anything, really.
Oh, absolutely.
I think so.
Yeah. You got sick over the weekend.
I did. I was laid up. I was out.
Yeah.
I thought it was initially I thought it was I work out a lot, so I take a pre-workout.
I work out a lot.
Yeah, out, bro. I take what's called a pre-workout, which I should not be taking that stuff anymore, although I don't have a problem with it. And essentially, it's just an energy drink that you drink.
Also a horse drink.
It's not. No, there's no tonin in it. But I went to the gym and I worked out, and I thought it was like, oh, it's probably that pre-workout I'm on, maybe because I was getting shaky and stuff.
You're sweating a lot. You started to vomit,
among other things, and it never went away. And then it got worse, and I'm like, oh well, I'm out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that happened, and I don't suspect it was the pre-workout. I think it was something else. And incidentally, then I started thinking to myself, I was in an event with like 500 people on Thursday, and I shook a lot of hands.
And that's it. That's what it is.
And I like to lick my fingers and stuff.
Ew.
So I'm like, I don't. But I thought maybe I picked up a bug at the event Thursday. Because it would be like, 48 hours. That's when I started hitting me. So,
I just know that's about to like start going around.
Yeah.
And I just know I did get distracted watching.
I had my neck was itching and I can't get my thing. Oh, just an idiot. Okay.
It is. We're all about to get sick. It is what it is.
Yeah. And it's going to be. We're troopers though.
Yeah.
We play sick sometimes. I usually don't duck out, but that day, I didn't want to bring that into the space.
Oh, yeah.
So, and it was a long week, and like I said, I kind of had a rough week, and then you were gone, and other things. We had late nights, and it just was like.
I also feel like the culture has shifted around calling in sick, where like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, it was. I don't care if you're sick, don't call in.
Don't call in.
And
let the team down.
Yeah, and now it's don't come in and get everybody else
sick. I don't
sick.
Want your junk in here.
Yeah.
Get your junk out.
I once anchored a show with food poisoning. And I worked mornings at the time. We didn't have anybody to fill in for me. It was too late in the morning, and I woke up in the middle of the night and was throwing up. And I remember the director, I came in, I was so horribly ill. And the director said, I'll mute your microphone in between our weather hits so you can throw up. And that was how I did the show. And I look back on that and I'm like, that was
Why were you even there?
Well, yeah, that was so dumb.
I have one, I have one sick story I'll share with all of you that I've never shared. Well, I haven't shared publicly, but it's related to the BTK. If you guys are into if you are following if you are one of the millions of people that are fascinated with the terrible man.
Yeah.
The day that he was arrested, we went on the air. I was working at another television station. I won't say which one. But I am hungry for some cake.
Yeah.
If we had some cake I would definitely
eat some. Unrelated.
And so we're on all day. I mean, we're just on the air all day, and I was sick. And it was so two things happened. I was kind of sick, and then the stress and pressure of what that whole journey of he comes back, and then we're covering it for months, and it was just so much stress and pressure, which I wasn't compartmentalizing back then at that age.
Yes.
I lost my voice
That day.
during our coverage. Now it gets worse, so I feel like crap. I lost my voice. But it's like, there's no way.
You're not missing that.
I'm not missing this.
Yeah.
Well, finally, the news director came up and he's like, dude, you got to go. Like, I got to get you off the air. And what happened was I was becoming more of a distraction. And when I say I lost my voice, I mean, it wasn't like, I lost my voice. It was gone. And I'm like, he's arrested. And, after I think we were on the air for several hours, I got the when like the coach takes you out, you're like when the manager walking to the mound, and you're on there, and you got the ball, and you're like, I won't come out. I still got the stuff. I still got stuff, ball. I got this. He's like, you gotta go. We're pulling you.
I'm so heartbroken only because like it's the culmination of everything you've worked toward. And I also know you, and I know how angry you also would have been.
And I love Larry Hatterberg is a dear friend of mine, and I remember he was so happy I got pulled.
Yeah.
That dude, he's like, Jeff, that's unfortunate. I'll take your place. Yeah. He's like, whoop. So
that's the industry.
That's a true story. That's a true story. I don't share much about that period of time.
Yeah.
But that happened. And I hope that was a real deal. And I don't think you could ever find that. I'm sure it's online somewhere.
Oh, it's got to be online.
But yeah, so for half of that day while after he was arrested, you could just hear me going,
So here's my thing.
Yeah.
You didn't go home, did you? You got out of the desk.
No,
you got
I
off
went
the
home.
desk.
I
Did
went
you?
home. I went home. I was ill. And here's what my boss told me. He was so smart. He goes, Jeff,
I need you back.
He goes, this story's just starting.
Yeah.
This is weeks and weeks of coverage. I need you.
Yeah.
I need you to get your voice back. So I went home, and I did everything I could to not talk. I remember vividly just honey and water and hot tea and then some antibiotics and I got back. It was the next day I was back. I didn't miss any time.
Yeah.
But I missed part of the main event.
Yeah.
The day that he was arrested, and then that whole thing spiraled into it was chaos for a month.
We are. It's on our agenda for this week. I believe it's Thursday because I do like that we're teasing it a little bit.
What are we teasing?
And I want to make sure that I get the dates right before. So a documentary came out on, and then I'm going to get to some comments because I also see some comments, but a documentary came out on Netflix.
It did.
About Dennis Rader.
Okay.
And his daughter, Carrie Rawson, has done this documentary. And so I'm trying to look it up. It is tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to talk about the documentary. We had talked about it before.
That's right.
I left on vacation and I said, are you open to giving our thoughts on the documentary, kind of like the recap, and then your experience as well?
What was interesting is that you are actually, in a way, connected to that documentary. And we can share that tomorrow about how you were aware of this many months before this documentary came out because of you were investigating something that had come up that is sort of in the documentary.
Yes.
And it's really interesting. It's fascinating because I remember us having this conversation vividly about, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow, but we had this conversation about we learned fairly quickly that that there was a production and that some of the things that you were learning as a journalist investigating in Oklahoma, which you were in Oklahoma and you did. I'm not going to spoil it because you're actually more in tune with that subject matter of that documentary than I am. And you were like, there's something going on here. Like there's something that's not necessarily, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And we, so.
What I love is that, and I think why it's going to be really interesting tomorrow is and I just think life is funny that way of the way paths cross of you covered this, 20 years ago. And 20 years later, I covered this from such a different angle. And
Yes.
so both pieces are in the documentary. If you've not watched it, it's on Netflix. We're going to talk about it tomorrow.
This will be a heavy one tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this will be a heavy. We haven't done a heavy podcast yet.
No.
So this will be. I wouldn't say it's too heavy. We are who we are. We're not stuffy or. Am I?
Depends on the
Depends
emails
on
we
the
get.
Emails. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it because that'll be fun. So if you're watching now and you want to hear some behind the scenes BTK Dennis Rader things that I don't talk about very much.
You never.
I've made it very clear to a lot of people that. In fact, I was discussing this in one of my favorite establishments in one of my favorite towns recently. I don't talk about it very much because. I don't know, and I'm not a fan of I don't like talking about him.
There are some
It's
things
very
that we're
difficult.
going to talk about
I can't articulate
tomorrow.
it. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
I don't want to give it away because I know what it is. But we're going to save it for tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to jump into some comments. Doug, super not excited about the It's Going Around season. Which I agree with. Karina said, I always feel guilty for calling in. I also feel guilty. Ryan was Spider-Man at his event at school. I love that.
Love Spidey.
And Olivia said she can't really hear the conversation because she's on the phone, but she still wanted to communicate with us. I tell my mom every year for Halloween, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home daughter. I would like to be that.
That's such a good idea.
Doug said, that's the part of your job that I always pray for, that you can compartmentalize your own emotions enough to do the job when the stories are just living in Negativeville.
It's funny he brings it up because that's what this is.
Doug has a
essentially.
military background, and I feel like that's why you understand that portion of the job.
Yeah. As I've grown older, I have become, and then being a parent and all of that, and then at the time that this was all happening, I wasn't.
Yeah.
And then anyway, it is what it is. But I am willing to share, and now's probably the right time. And I have plans to share much more in the future, as you know. And, and so we'll get to that when that happens.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting tomorrow. I watched the documentary, so here's the interesting thing. In preparation, I knew, okay, we had agreed, yes, we would talk. Because I asked, I said, you might shoot me down on this, but are you open to talking about it? And you said, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I watched the documentary on the plane to Florida.
Nice.
And I would pause it. I watched it with my boyfriend. I'd pause it and I'd interject and I'd give him here's the thing. And so it was really interesting. But then we finished the documentary and I felt like I was in work mode.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way watching it?
I felt like there was nothing new for me, only because I had known the big part of it that's new wasn't really new because you knew.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just another. It was good. It was well done, and there were some interesting things about it that I thought were okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, it didn't feel like work mode to me. It's just I have spent the better part of the last 20 years talking about it.
Yeah.
Or it's part of me.
Yeah.
It's part of my career, and so I don't know. It's just I've seen 100 of them.
Yeah.
And they all kind of run together, but that's not to. I'm not diminishing this one.
Yes.
It was well done. If you haven't seen it, it was well done.
Tomorrow's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm also fighting the urge to ask questions because I want to save it for tomorrow.
Okay.
Ron said FHSU is playing KU on ESPN Plus.
Is that tonight?
Ron, I don't know.
Guys remember when FHSU beat K-State?
Oh.
I think it was Fort Hays State, right? Fort Hays State, correct me. But I think it was a couple of years ago. I think it was Bruce Weber's last season. I think it was Fort Hays State.
I bet it was his last season.
Yeah. It was like an exhibition game. It was an awesome deal.
That's so cool for them. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good for Fort Hays State. I think it was Fort Hays State.
Yeah. Dina said, I rarely get sick because I live by the State Farm motto, like a good neighbor, stay over there.
Stay over there. That's hilarious.
Corey said, what do you like about the holidays? It's pretty open-ended.
I mean, they're fun. I think it's more about, what do I like about the holidays? Well, years ago, I liked
I'll always
being
take
off
a
school,
random question.
being off school and then all that stuff. But now, as you get older, it's like, you just enjoy, the moments, because those moments aren't going to last forever. So you just kind of enjoy whatever the holiday it is and whatever tradition it might be. If it's Halloween or if it's,
I loved the time off. That was my favorite
that's
part
what I
about
was
the
saying when I was a
holidays.
kid. It's all about like, oh yeah. In fact, we learned today that that Keisha, a lot of these high schools in Kansas are moving their games to Thursday night, their high school varsity football games to Thursday night, because they don't want to play on Halloween, which is Friday.
Which is so interesting.
It is. Man, they didn't do that for us when I was a kid, when
No.
playing high school football, but that's okay.
But they would have said, come dressed up.
It would have been cool. What
That
an
would've-
atmosphere, though, if you're doing. Now, they are playing Friday night games. Like,
Yes.
not every high school is doing that, but that would be a fun atmosphere. If
Yeah.
all the student bodies dressed up
Yeah.
and you play like spooky music for the what's it called? The hype songs when the teams are coming out.
Yes.
You play like the theme from Halloween. Oh, you can have so much fun on a Friday night football on a Halloween.
That's going to be,
But-
I do know, should I give away what our Thursday topic is?
Yes.
Thursday, we're talking Halloween.
Okay.
And so that is like the question. I don't answer it,
I'm not.
but I want to know pumpkins. Like, did you carve a pumpkin? So you've got time to still go carve a pumpkin.
And wait till you hear, even though she said this on the 4 o'clock news, wait till you hear her what she dressed up as. And can you share the thing about the stuff with the thing? The thing that you had, and then not now.
Yes.
Okay.
I
We're so talking in code. It's
I know, but
ridiculous.
here's the thing. We got done on the 4. It was a question I think yesterday.
Yeah.
And then we went into commercial break, and I said I wasn't going to share that on the news. But now I like that. I'm like, I'll absolutely share it on the community cast.
I hope you do, because it is. I'm curious to see what our regulars think about it, which I'm sure it's good.
It's not my smartest thing I ever did.
No.
But there's other people that made not smart choices either. So
You know what? I cannot find
the end.
The end. Oh, I can't. Oh, there it is. All the way down.
Oh, there
See,
we
it's
go.
been a while, and I hate to say that because we have 2 minutes.
Yes.
I don't want it to end. This is a good one. We're so happy. I'm so glad to be back.
Same.
I mean, I'll tell you.
Well, you
I
weren't
missed
anywhere.
this.
Okay.
I just missed all of this. It was so good.
I will say I missed the podcast quite a bit, and this is probably one of the first vacations I've taken where I came back and I felt so energized.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's shown in just the energy. I feel like we have energy, which you didn't get any time off, but you seem energized
Oh,
too.
I got sick I was off Sunday. I got sick on Sunday.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We'll take it.
I had a 3-day weekend.
You did say earlier. I said I'm energized. Like I'm on. And
I
you
was.
said I'm kind of tired. I said, but you're willing to play ball.
That's what it's about. You got to play the game, no matter what. You got to step up. All right. Well, we are out of time, and I
Yeah.
want to thank you guys so much for watching. And tomorrow again is going to be really interesting. I'm going to be a little heavy for me, obviously, but you, but it's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
Always is.
Yep. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.